and the Cutting Edge Benefits podcast with the host, Tom Quigley of ClaimLinx. Tom, how are you? And we've been talking more and more just about the business owner. But today we're going to kind of peel the layer back and say, what if I'm an individual and I could be in the digital world, as you know, and I'm saying to myself, you know what, I'm a self-employed and I just am paying, I just don't even think I can afford healthcare. And I'm like, no way, it's not even worth it. That's why they got to contact ClaimLinx.
They've been misinformed.
And what?
They should. They've been misinformed. I got a couple great stories have happened up here in the last week in the mountains of New Hampshire and Maine.
All right, so tell me about why individuals, just an individual, and kind of, Tom, before we even get into this topic further, before I'll let you go with your train of thought first.
So the misnomer everyone has is go on to these state exchanges and federal exchange, buy plans, buy Obamacare. What they don't get is Obamacare, also known as Affordable Care Act, is they are on the land, so all insurance plans for that group or individual all have to conform to Affordable Care Act. So that's just a bunch of silliness. So when they say, I don't want to be on Obamacare, you already are. It's like
it's good stuff. See, this is where I want to dive deeper because I was shocked. Tom, when you showed me. I said, why should I pay for healthcare? It's better just pay out of pocket. One of my mentors told me, dude, I don't carry healthcare. I just I just wait. And you got to have healthcare. And he says, I don't carry healthcare. And I said, because it's too expensive, I'll just pay everything out of pocket to all the doctors. That's where you have to have at least really emergency healthcare. And after that, you think you're going to pay so much money to go to the Affordable Care Act. But that's why you work with ClaimLinx, because they have the knowledge of maneuvering around it based on what your certain situation is.
We charge $110 if we can get health plan. One time each year at the 110. Your account charges you a lot more to the personal HR, even HR or law. Even the guy who works at H&R or Block or some of these fast tag services that was bringing happy hour with an hour before, they get more money than 110. These health insurance individual plans, however, all you're looking for is you want to buy the cheapest. So that this honest plan that you can buy. You want to send up your own health savings. So the money that put in there is tax-free, tax write-off, and it comes out tax-free, eligible until it done all the business. Second thing you do is why not buy a supplemental plan to take away some of the risk that concerns you. The higher. Third thing is you may be eligible for tax subsidies that may lower your deductibles, or they may make your premium much lower. Fourth thing is you have grants at hospitals that will pay for your deductibles, or disease grants. There's all kinds of grants available that people don't know about. Give you an example. Last week, I'm having lunch with a friend of mine, another golf buddy, and he's paying $2,300 a month for his family. His wife's retired school teacher. He's a carpenter. He showed like $80,000, and his son's not on the tax return. He's in his early 20s. He's got his own landscape biz, and he doesn't show much money. He's just starting out. So I showed him his premium zero, and he qualifies for the silver plan, which made his deductibles roll also. The second thing I did is I showed them they buy a bronze plan at $80,000, $90,000. The income, their premium went down to $300 bucks a month. So it went from $2,300 to.
It's unreal. But here's the thing, but you're like an accountant, okay? An accountant in the health world. An accountant is going to figure out those loopholes and the way to do it, which would take an average person to go online and say, I give up after 5 seconds. That's why you need to call ClaimLinx.
Yeah.
Is
But
that
yeah, exactly. I'm helping people. Went to college and could be in a cow, but they don't have fun on Friday nights. So I'm new hobby.
but explain that. The expertise that the people here at ClaimLinx is able to do is they're able to cut out a lot of the time that would take you a long time to figure that out and go through all the numbers and everything, where you already have a calculator. You
Well,
already
and
know
at
specific.
one point, the kid had broken his arm and had to have surgery, like $5,000 on their existing health plan. And I said, he's not showing any income. He qualifies for their grant, so he doesn't know anything. So I said, 5,000 on the bill.
And then all these other supplementals too for individuals. See, there's
he needs an accident and disability plan. He has a few employees, so he literally could get a disability plan, a small one for a string. Goes down to 2 or 3.
and that's a simple thing. So if you're an individual, even a smaller business, ClaimLinx can help. But you're right. You go to H&R Block, you're going to pay $200, $300, and they're not going to save you any money. You might you tried go ahead. What were we going to say?
Like I said, they're either smoking weed or at the happy hour before they go to work.
So that's
edibles are real.
oh, okay. Tom, that's for another conversation. So when an individual, I'm going to tell my story. I literally just gave you some numbers, boom. And I said, oh my gosh, that's what I pay. Okay, deal. And he says, and you were like, what do you want to pay more on, deductible or pay on the other if you are practically not going to spend a ton on your deductible? How much do you really spend on healthcare every year? Hardly anything because I'm healthy. Okay, then go focus more on what your premium is versus your deductible at the end of the day.
But
It's that.
In the house savings account, take the difference, throw in your own house savings account. If you don't use it, your money becomes a retirement account. If you don't use it on eligible account, and it's a gift. And the other big one they all miss is the disability and accident. But I mean, people say, "Hey, I'm good for a year." Great. My disability plan that starts after a year. Buy your catastrophic health insurance. If you don't need disability for a year, do you really need to worry about a $5,000 or $6,000 out of pocket? No. But why not make it tax free by using a health savings?
And you teach at ClaimLinx how to use that HSA. So when an individual comes, they're getting that consult to save them money. You pay the money, but you're going to provide so much more value that in the tax attorneys or anybody that you're dealing with at ClaimLinx.
Well, my favorite one is the retirees. People always say, I can't retire if I need the health insurance. I sit there and I go, let's look at the Affordable Care Act. You're not working. You got money in a Roth IRA or a whole life or a variable life or a debt select, whatever flavor you have. And you can layer your investments to show very little between the ages of 58 and 65. Guess what? You get health insurance at no cost, and you get the zero deductible because nowhere in the law does it say it doesn't matter if you have $5 million sitting in a 401k and your house is paid off. All they care about is what's your tax return going to show in 2025. Or it's just you're a business owner and you just bought new equipment and you write it all off, so you show no income for this year. You get a zero premium.
Totally.
But they miss this. They don't get it, so they're buying this. They think they got to buy Cobra or stay on the group or keep work.
Yeah. How much does Cobra cost usually?
It depends. It's 2% more than what companies say total. So the employee plus the employer times 1.02.
That's nuts.
So most people are double about it. They're paying $2,300. And they're like, this is insane. And I'm like, this is insane. Who would do this?
So that's how much companies are paying then. So if you explain,
they're just imposed.
That's terrible. So I always hear the word Cobra and I run.
It has nothing to do with our solution. They made your medical by a group the way they should. Their Cobra rates are cheaper. What they say, buyers, I want to qualify for subsidies. Problem is that they all qualify for these. So it makes them the bulk. So if you're not working, so you want 6 months after you get laid off, whatever that story. What happens is you literally 6 months, you can go on, get subs, pay nothing to be out. So pay $50 a month.
That's crazy. And that's the thing, but it depends on that process. So if you're an individual and you want to retire, if you're an individual and all these different things, you look at these things. Tom from ClaimLinx will help you, or his team, and go to claimlinx.com. Tom, every day I learn something new. And we could break down 1,000 topics just on one thing alone that is not out there. Healthcare, is it one of the reasons why most people work is healthcare?
They once towards the end of their careers retired because they have a millions in their 401k or pensions. And the reason they're sticking around is because they think their health insurance costs are outrageous if they quit. See, the financial planners are missing both. They should be teaching because they pay me money to speak for them. They think of all the people who retire early, and then they can roll the 401ks and various other products, and they can make a fortune off it.
Oh, that's why they need. That's maybe a topic for us down the line. Financial planners, why should they be friends with Tom and ClaimLinx?
Maybe.
Because it will show up, especially on LinkedIn or Google or A1. So go to claimlinx.com.
Those supplemental agents should be buddies.
Oh, 100%. I was just hearing about this one company, and Tom, and just my brain starts just working when we talk about those things. But I will talk again, this one company that's doing a supplemental plan that's going to save X, Y, and Z. One guy wants to go sell for them. And I'm like, dude, go sell for Tom instead. It's a no freaking brainer. When you get in front of a business, you want a little check or a big check. That's why you got to go to contact.
Well, they allow their HR in their office managers to call the agent and ask them what they think of a program that's hundreds of thousands. I have it happening twice right now. Larger companies, one going to save over $2 million, and the other one is saving over $1 million. And I start laughing. So the agent who loses money, you went.
Exactly.
No offense, I would fire them both the moment that happened.
All right. Thanks again, Tom. Appreciate it, sir. That was the special simulcast Neil Haley Show and the Cutting Edge Benefits Podcast, guys. Take care.